Hi everyone, so today I'm doing something I haven't actually done before and for that reason I am very excited and I hope this is well received. If not, I will try other things, but I wanted to try my hand at discussions. So today I'm going to discuss something that's pretty simple and straightforward. That way everyone can relate to it, and I hope to get a lot of comments from you guys about what you think. And maybe you guys will do your very own video on this topic just because I think it's something that a lot of people have different viewpoints on. And that topic is the beginning versus the end, and which one do you prefer and why? And I'm going to talk about why I prefer the beginning of a book, the beginning of a series, just overall the beginning I think is something that I enjoy far more than the end. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to talk about beginnings and reasons why I enjoy beginnings, things that I think really attribute to why when I read beginnings, I just get really excited or interested or am just really like wrapped into the story, especially if it's a good book or story. But even when it's not, I still want to read more and at least get through part of the story after reading the beginning. So the first thing is that beginnings introduce us to new characters, a new plot, new settings, new lands, new worlds, and I find that just so exciting and awesome. I want to learn about new things, new ideas, and when you get new characters and all these different places and things, it's just wonderful to absorb that information and take it in and experience it. And that's something you really get from the beginning of a story. Rarely do you introduce new characters or settings at the end of the story, and if you do, it's often followed by another book. Also, something I found that might not be true for everyone, but it always seems that the author's writing is often better at the beginning and the end. I don't know if it's something where at the beginning it's a new idea to them, and so they're so excited and clear-minded about what they are writing that their writing is just better. But I often find that in the middle or the end, the writing just falters a little bit, and maybe that's just because I don't notice like flaws in the writing at the beginning because I'm so absorbed into all the new things in the book. I'm not sure. Kind of relating back to my first point, first books in like series are always new, exciting, and fresh. I'm always like, oh, I just want to start a new series because it's so wonderful to delve into a new story, a new series, and especially the first book is like my favorite part. And finally, there is the mystery of what's going to happen. You really get that at the beginning of a story. Rarely do you get that near the end because that's the conclusion. That's basically telling you the answer to the mystery. And yeah, there's a great satisfaction knowing what actually occurred or what is the answer, but at the same time I really enjoy not knowing. Like, it's tantalizing to be wrapped up into thinking, I want to know what's going to happen. Let me figure out the clues and think about it, and oh, which character is the murderer? Could it be this character that seems really obvious, or is it this character that's the best friend that seems not so obvious but still could be the murderer, and wouldn't that be clever? And that's something that I just get so involved in. Now I'm going to move on to the end. I'm going to start off with a few advantages of the end. I'm going to give it a chance. Of course, there are endings that I really enjoy, and that's not to say that I don't also enjoy last books in the series. So first of all, the ending really gives us the resolution to the story, and that's a great thing to have. When you go through a story, you really want to find out where it all accumulates to. What is going to happen to the main character? What's going to happen to the side characters? Is there a mystery to solve? Is there some hardship to, get past? How does it end? And that's something that I do enjoy reading about. Secondly, we have character growth. I find that by the end, the character that might have annoyed you at the beginning has grown into something that is more mature, more evolved, maybe smarter, maybe they realize their own faults. Oftentimes the character is improved by the end. That is not to say that a character can't deteriorate by the end. Also, there is that potential happy ending, and that's always worth reading to the end to find out, because if there is a happy ending, then it is just wonderful. So now I'm going to get into my problems with endings. First of all, as we were talking about that happy ending, you could just as well have a really crappy, unfortunately sad ending. In which case, all the joy that you found in that book is often crushed. At least it is that way for me. I don't like sad books. So when an ending is sad, it just breaks my heart. Also, I find that books often will have too much foreshadowing, and then I've figured out the ending before the endings even happen. And I really hate that. You don't really get that in the beginning because oftentimes the foreshadowing is barely happening. But by the end, I'm just like, really? Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. The truly good books are the ones that have only lightly foreshadowed, and then I'm really surprised by the ending. I also often find that the plot and the characters just get old for me. Like, I'm just tired of hearing about the same thing over and over and over again, or the character does not evolve, they're not a dynamic character, or they're just really flat, and then I just don't want to read about them anymore, and I get bored and I put down the book. Also, something that is personal to me is I do not like it when characters die. I don't mind, say, side characters, or if it's obvious from the beginning that the character is going to die, but I don't like that oftentimes near the end of a book, lots of characters tend to die, or at least one or two that are important, and then I get really sad, and I don't like that. That's my own issue with endings. I often also find that endings do not reflect the awesomeness of a beginning of a story, or the awesomeness of the plot and the initial idea, and that disappoints me. That is not to say that there are not books that are just as awesome at the ending as they are at the beginning, but oftentimes it's unbalanced. And sometimes you have books that are far better at the end than they are at the beginning, but you have to get past the beginning to get to that end, and oftentimes you never make it there. Whereas you always give the beginning a chance, oftentimes you don't give the end a chance. I really prefer the beginning book in a series than the end book in a series, and sometimes they're really good end books, but I have the hardest time closing out a series. Like, I feel like that's the end to that world and those characters, and I just struggle with it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. I know that I was really opinionated about what I thought, but I want to be that way, not because I don't think that there aren't multiple sides and multiple points to this topic, but because I really want to hear your guys' viewpoints and where you agree or disagree with me and what you think about beginnings and endings. I think it's a relevant topic because we read a lot of new books to new series, and I think that oftentimes the thing that we love the best about a book is either the beginning or the end. As much as I love middles, I don't feel like that they are the end-all be-all of books. I think that the beginning and the end are really what decide it for me. And maybe that's not the case with you, but please let me know. I want to know what you guys think. And let me know if you like book discussions, whether I should do more of them, whether I should just forget about it and it wasn't a good idea. So let me know. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.